Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Rupert here. Tesla's making big news and it's all over the headlines. So what happened? Elon Musk happened. He decided to wake up and decided to fire 500 employees and 2 senior executives of a department that was actually supposed to manage charging stations. And here's exactly what I'm going to do for you in this video. I'm going to answer these questions. What is the supercharging team in Tesla? What do they do? What are they responsible for? How does this affect Tesla and their company in their future? And how does this affect the EV market? How are they going to be affected with Tesla making this huge move out of nowhere? So guys, do me a favor and smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. I'm not sure if I'm pointing at the right thing, but let's get into it. Let's not waste more time. So the supercharger team was responsible for simply creating charging stations. They've been the reason why Tesla has grown so quickly in the EV market. Their job is to not only make sure that Tesla drivers are confident when, for example, going on a road trip, but they also make sure that it's the best charging experience provided in North America. In fact, the charging team at Tesla were so good at their job that they were able to create a whole standard for North America, which is called the North American Charging Standard, made by the Tesla engineers. Now, this standard is actually used by a lot of companies, for example, Ford and GMC. So this doesn't just affect Tesla on its own. This is also going to affect other EV car companies. They're going to suffer from this too. Now, with the charging team at Tesla doing so good, why would Elon Musk even think about firing those individuals altogether? Not just once, altogether 500 of them. This is what he said. Tesla still plans to grow the supercharger network, just at a slower pace for new locations and more focus on 100% uptime and expansion of existing locations. Now, from a financial standpoint, what I see Tesla doing is that they don't want to stretch their assets too thin to the point where it's unmanageable. They actually may be preparing for the worst. That could be either because of the lack of demand for EV cars, as we already know it's dwindling, or it could be from the lack of funding, or it could be from the current environment, which brings high interest rates and possible recession. So he may be preparing the company for the worst, and we just don't know it yet. And now the elephant in the room, and that question is how does this affect other EV car companies? Obviously, we know Tesla is not the only one that creates EV cars. There's Lucid Motors, there's Ford, there's GMC. How are they going to be affected? Well, for other EV manufacturers like Ford and GM, who had deals with Tesla to allow vehicles to use the supercharger network, this is going to complicate things. The reason why is that these agreements were supposed to assure buyers that they'd have access to reliable fast charging, which is a huge selling point for anyone considering an EV. Now, we see that the promises made to other car companies are not looking like they're going to hold up. I mean, it comes down at the end of the day to the consumer. The consumer needs to be able to have reliable fast charging at a convenient spot so that he can carry on with his day. And obviously, if companies cannot provide that to the consumers, it's a bad look. It's not a good look. The uncertainty around Tesla's future expansion of the supercharger network might make potential buyers hesitant, affecting the whole industry's move toward electric cars. But here's the interesting part. Elon Musk's decision to do this comes at a point where other car companies are actually in the process of integrating their system with the charging networks of Tesla. As I mentioned, Tesla charging team created the North American charging standard. Now, companies like Ford, for example, has been sending out adapters to their electric vehicle owners. This layoff could slow down the integration process, or at least make other companies think twice about relying on Tesla's infrastructure. But guys, the decision that Elon Musk made to fire 500 employees and 2 senior executives, even if that goes good and ends up surprising all of us, that's still a bad look for the company. It's something that's hard to repair, and that's trust. Now, car companies aren't the only ones going through this issue. Investors are also feeling the impact. After the announcement, Tesla's stock took a hit, closing about 5% lower. This reflects the market's nervousness, not just about Tesla's future, but also about the stability of EV infrastructure development. Looking at the big picture though, obviously other car companies are no longer going to be investing in the NACS, or no longer going to be investing in the network of Tesla charging systems, but they might actually start making their own. They might get more innovative. They might try to find better solutions, and they might make it better than Tesla, which is a good thing, which again could eventually lead to more competition and maybe even better services for consumers. On the flip side, it might slow down the overall adoption rate of electric vehicles if potential buyers are just worried about charging accessibility. So really, there's more cons than pros that come out of this massive job layoff. But again, we should keep in mind that Elon Musk and Tesla, they've done things like this before. They've made headlines. They've made huge improvements, and they've made huge leaps. and this might just be one of them. I mean, Tesla is known for being volatile, and at any moment, anything could happen. This also means a lowered morale for other Tesla employees. Now, let's say you work at a bank. Let's say you've got a normal job, you're at the customer service department, and next day, they fire their investment department completely. They wipe it all out. Obviously, it wasn't your department, but that's still a scary thing to encounter. It's a scary thing to see in the company because the next day it might be you that gets a notice. And again, this lowers morale in employees, and that's the last thing that Tesla needs right now. Regardless, I'm not going to be that person to question a multi-billionaire on his decision to manage his company. I simply hope that if there was a calculation done before making this decision, I hope it was calculated correctly. So drop your opinions down in the comment section below about Elon Musk, about Tesla, about other EV car companies. What do you think about this news? Let me know in the comment section. Again, like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video and learned something new. Take care, guys. Until next time.